What do you?
Good evening. Welcome to the December 16th, 2025 Select Board meeting. This meeting will be broadcast live and recorded by Foxborough Cable Access. We will be going into executive session and take a roll call to do that. And we will be coming back into our regular agenda at or about 7 o'clock.
Motion to go into executive session, the select board to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property of 75 Central Street.
Second.
Roll
Mark,
call.
yes.
Stephanie, yes.
Bill, yes.
Amy, yes.
Okay. We're back here. Want to do the pledge?
Yep.
We might not be on
Yeah, we
yet.
are.
It sometimes takes them a couple of minutes to recycle. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
We're good? Okay.
Welcome back. We're going to do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and
justice for all.
I'm sorry, I got lost in that. So the one we have coming up is postponed?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Citizens input, do we have anybody?
Nobody?
Nobody. All right.
Okay.
Change of manager application is going to be extended or pushed to
January 6th at
January
7:35.
January 6th. Okay. Do we need to do a motion to, what's the hearing?
Is that a public hearing, Katie?
This is not a public hearing.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right. Non-union cost of living adjustment, COLA. Mike?
Yes, how are you? How are members of the board? I'll try to make this really quick, but as our FY27 budget planning process, wanted to really come before you to present for the board's approval, like a 2.5% cost of living adjustment for our non-union employees and department heads in FY27. This would really be consistent and ensure alignment with the cost of living adjustments that we bargain in all of our collective bargaining agreements for FY27 as well. And also, it's always helpful to have a regional approach in all of this and know where like our neighboring communities are as well. A lot of them are already planning for a cost of living adjustment between 2% and 3% generally. So this is really right in the middle of that. And again, really more importantly in our view, it ensures alignment with where we are with all of our unions as well. Happy to take any questions.
I think that's,
Yeah, no questions. We did it last year too, I think, didn't we?
we have a motion then?
Yep. Motion to approve the cost of living adjustment for non-union employees as discussed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Thank you very much. Have a great holiday, guys.
You too.
In and out, huh?
Transfer of land for open space.
See if Chris can beat that record.
I talked as fast as I could last night, and it still took me 10 minutes. So,
You done,
I
Chris?
think I talked for 5, and then they asked questions. All right. So, I am Chris Gallagher. I'm the Director of Public Works. I am here tonight to discuss a land transfer from the town of Foxborough to the town of Foxborough Conservation Commission. This is a parcel off of Oak Street and Lamson Road. This is map 48, parcel 87. The lot is approximately 30 acres in size. This is a parcel that actually got voted on back in 2021 at our annual town meeting to be donated or transferred from the town to the Conservation Commission. At that time, we were working with the Division of Fish and Wildlife to protect that property in perpetuity for butterfly habitat. There's a frosted elfin species butterfly that is known to be on that property. It actually goes back to 2011 when we built the first Oak Street water treatment plant on that site. At that time, they actually required us to create almost 10 acres of habitat area, 9.9 acres of habitat area. We took some of the steps that were required back in 2011, 2012. We did not close out that permit. We went back in 2020, we were doing some well relocations over there. We revisited the permit, the conservation management permit, in 2011, or 2020, 2021. We again did not complete the permit. We are now building a PFAS water treatment plant on that same property. They're not gonna let us get away with it this time. So, part of this permit will be to transfer this land, this 30-acre property, to the Conservation Commission under Article 97, which is their restriction language at the state level. So this deed will transfer that property to the commission with restrictions, including 13.4 acres of butterfly habitat management area to be managed by the water department. So there's no general funding that needs to go to this property. It'll all be done by the enterprise account to create this habitat area. So there is, I do have a plan that does show the entire 30-acre parcel. This is actually an A&R plan that went to planning board last Thursday. This parcel A, which is 4.1 acres, was also part of the vote back in 2021. However, this is water department property and by the state is deemed water supply land. So while the town voted to transfer that property to the Conservation Commission as well, at this time, we don't have DEP approval to do that. So we are wrapping in some of the existing butterfly habitat to our permit at the state level. However, it cannot get transferred to the Conservation Commission at this time. The requirement is to create 13.4 acres of managed habitat area. We can do that entirely on the 30-acre parcel that we're looking to transfer. And just to give people an idea of what this might look like, and I did this last night too. So it is a fairly wooded property. The intent is to clear a large amount of that property. So there are a lot of trees, fairly tall trees, oak, pines, maples that will actually get cut down to create this habitat area for the butterfly species. This is what's being required by the Division of Fish and Wildlife, supported by Mass DEP, by the Conservation Commission. So it's gonna look different. And even just a year ago, we did some mowing out there and there was a little bit of outreach as to what we were doing, why we were doing it. There is some public outreach signage that will be posted on the property that explains exactly why we've cleared the land we cleared. The intent is to create almost like a savanna type land feature where the indigo plant, which is the plant that the frosted elfin thrives on, has the opportunity to spread throughout that 13 acres and really hopefully bring that butterfly back and help that butterfly thrive in the future.
Is the 13 acres you're talking about doing in the, is that what the green area is, just the 13 acres? So
Yes,
The
the
other
green-
area around it that would protect the neighbors and stuff like that would still be?
Yeah, so this, this green area here highlighted is the 13.4 acres that would have to be cleared and maintained for that habitat. This orange parcel, this is actually on that parcel A. So there's an initial acre and a half that'll continue to be managed and mowed and maintained, but the Division of Fish and Wildlife can't get their hands on it as a restricted property at this point in time.
And where's your plant in?
So here is the plan. So you'll see this is the outline of the actual parcel all the way along Oak Street to the intersection at Lamson Road, and then comes up and goes towards Gavin's Pond at the Sharon Town line.
Yeah, but your PFAS plant, where's?
The PFAS plant is down the road over here.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was when we built this initial treatment plant, that's where a lot of the indigo plants were, where the habitat area was. So we actually had to relocate over 200 of these plants back in 2011. That was one of the pieces that we did complete as a town. And the area that we relocated it to was all the way up here in this open field.
Okay.
Unfortunately, at the time, they wanted 9.9 acres. The additional PFAS plant requires another acre and a half. And then because we didn't do what we were supposed to and give that habitat area an opportunity to expand on its own, they've added 2 acres to bring us up to 13.4 acres of managed habitat area.
So Chris, what neighborhoods are going to be calling us about the tree removal?
So this is Atherton and Austin are the 2 roads that are abut that. And then people on Oak Street too. You know, there are a lot of people that just walk down there. People come in from Cannon Forge. They come up Lamson Road. They'll do laps through the woods there. They come in from the Sharon side. There's property over there. There's a soccer field over off of the Gavin's Pond Road that abuts this property as well. And again, a lot of this is making sure that we're giving people notice of what we're doing and why we're doing it, to kind of prevent some of that outcry as to why we're destroying forested area.
But even if they complain, quite honestly, because it's a state mandate, there's not much we can do about it.
There's not.
So are we sending out anything specifically to the houses that
We'll do some outreach.
like a 300 feet area?
Yeah, I'll reach out to them directly. And part of this was trying to keep some buffer.
Yeah.
We're not going all the way up to the property line. We're trying to stay 200 to 300 feet away.
Right.
So it does maintain some of that buffer that they have. I mean, it'll still be passive recreation area. It just won't be wooded the way that it is now.
When's the time frame that you would do that clearing? Would you wait till spring?
Our plan is to tie this into the PFAS treatment plant. So it would be done by the same contractor. There's about an acre plus of land that needs to be cleared for the PFAS plant. Our intention is that we would have the same contractor do this land clearing at the same time. Our intention is to have that project out to bid and under contract by the end of June, ready to go next fiscal year over the summer. So there was fairly specific language sent forward by the Division of Fish and Wildlife. I was at the Conservation Commission last night. They voted to accept this land transfer. The language is that the Foxborough Select Board shall also conduct a public vote of members, reading the above dedication at a noticed public hearing, and affirm the vote of the Conservation Commission with the said affirmation recorded in the final meeting minutes of the Select Board hearing. And that language you guys should have. If you don't, I can read it.
I do. Is it this whole thing? Dedicated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this considered a public hearing now?
Yeah, this was a
I
notice.
think public hearing, I think the language is a public board
Public
meeting.
meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Any questions
No.
for Chris?
No.
I'm sorry, just. All right.
Dedicated to the public for sole purpose of conservation of natural resources and passive recreation pursuant to Chapter 184 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth, including for the purposes but not limited to the conservation of species listed pursuant to GLC 131A ET SEQ, which shall be considered the most important conservation purpose for which this land is to be protected in perpetuity, held under the care and custody of the Foxborough Conservation Commission pursuant to GLC 48C and under Article 97 of the amendments to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Any proposed use, including but not limited to passive recreational development, trails, vegetation, or soil alteration, must be approved by the Mass Division of Fisheries and Wildlife pursuant to their authorities under GLC 131A ET-SEQ. Votes of the Conservation Commission in support of this acceptance of land was taken on December 15th, 2025, and the Select Board on December 16th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay.
All right.
Thank
It
you.
wasn't as quick as Mike, but,
Not too shabby.
all right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. I just messaged Mara and you to get that on your
Yep.
radar. I know we have 6 months, but it's good to get the word out in advance. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Katie's ready. It's the night.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I have color coded it. Patrick Higgins called me today, said it was tip top. Katie, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. So these are our annual license renewals for 2026. They're inclusive of common vitular, entertainment, all of our alcohol licenses, which are on-premise and off-premise, in-holders, and our autos, which are class 1, 2, and 3. We have 1 Hackney, 1 limo, and 1 movie theater. I want to give a shout out to the Board of Health, Matt's department, particularly Megan, and then Scott in building, him and Gil. They really did absolutely crush their inspections. We got the last one done today. Sometimes we have to hold them for like the next week until, everything can be compliant. So it was very helpful for me. Everything is kind of all ducks in a row. And then in terms of finance, there are a few stragglers in terms of like water, real estate, but sometimes their landlord pays it. So we're just trying to get everything in that we can. And both myself and health will hold their licenses until those are paid. They're cleared through finance. So without further ado, the following will be common vitular licenses only. Uncle Buck's Snack Shop, 1 Bass Pro Drive. Foxborough Realty Associates, 1 Patriot Place. Chick-fil-A, 1 Patriot Place. Antonia's Italian Cuisine, 10 Foxborough Boulevard. Pizza Time, 121 Main Street. Dairy Queen, 122 Main Street. Omega Pizza, 126 Main Street. Dunkin' Donuts / Baskin Robbins, 127 Main Street. South Street Pizzeria, 16 South Street. Dunkin' Donuts, 16 Washington Street. Subway, 18 Central Street. The Commons Eatery and Cafe, 20 Central Street. Everything Bagel, 211 North Street. McDonald's, 212 North Street. Tropical Smoothie Cafe, 22 Patriot Place. Crumble Cookie, 22 Patriot Place. Dunkin' Donuts, 221 Patriot Place. Cupcake Charlie's, 262 Patriot Place. Dunkin' Donuts, 263 Main Street. Menchie's Patriot Place, 268 Patriot Place. Five Guy Burgers and Fries, 269 Patriot Place. Gunther Tootie's, 42 Central Street. Dunkin' Donuts, 30 Commercial Street. Banh Mi Foxborough, 8 Wall Street. Sweetness and Honey Bakery, 46 Central Street. Foxborough Nutrition, 50 Central Street. Tropical Smoothie Cafe, 6 Foxborough Boulevard.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Is this still the executive meeting, or is this the open meeting?
Open.
Scram Kitchen and Coffee, 6 Mechanic Street. Lovely Pizza, 6 Railroad Ave. The following are just entertainment licenses. Foxborough Realty Associates, 1 Patriot Place. Foxborough Sports Center, 10 East Belcher Road. Uncle Buck's Snack Shop, 1660 Bass Pro Drive. The following have both a common vitular and entertainment license. Extreme Craze, 30 Commercial Street. Ice Cream Beach Club, 10 Mechanic Street. Papagino's, 211 North Street. Curry Leaf, 29 Washington Street. Starbucks Coffee, 4 Foxborough Boulevard. Starbucks Coffee, 74 Washington Street. Papagino's, 8 Commercial Street. The following are just all alcohol off-premise licenses. Foxborough Wine and Spirits, 14 South Street. Express Mini Mart, 126 Main Street. Route 1 Wine and Spirits, 29 Washington Street. Hops and Grapes Variety Store, 30 Commercial Street. Trader Joe's, 350 Patriot Place. The following are just beer and wine off-premise licenses. Quick Stop Beer and Wine, 79 Summer Street. The Country Store, 212 North Street. Gulf Resources, 20 Washington Street. We have 1 movie theater license, which is Showcase Cinema Deluxe Patriot Place, 24 Patriot Place. The following have common vitular, entertainment, and all alcohol on-premise licenses. Davio's North Italian Steakhouse, 1 Patriot Place. Gillette Stadium, 1 Patriot Place. Marilyn Rodman Performing Arts Center, 1 School Street. Ambrosia, 2 Washington Street. Bangkok Cafe, 10 Foxborough Boulevard. Foxborough Mandarin Restaurant, 10 Foxborough Boulevard. Sunclap Restaurant, 2 Washington Street. The Lafayette House, 109 Washington Street. Conrad's, 121 Main Street. My Pearl, 121 Main Street. The Hart Patriot Place, 200 Patriot Place. Red Robin America's Gourmet Burger and Spirits, 201 Patriot Place, Crazy Axes, 202 Patriot Place, Estella Patriot Place, 21 Patriot Place, Splitsville Howl at the Moon, 220 Patriot Place, Citizen Crest, 229 Patriot Place, Bar Louie Tavern and Grill, 232 Patriot Place, Showcase Cinema Deluxe Patriot Place, 24 Patriot Place, Jake and Joe's Sports Grill, 25 Foxborough Boulevard, The Scorpion Bar and Mexican Cantina, 253 Patriot Place, Fat Tuesday, 26 Patriot Place, Angels Cafe, 267 Patriot Place, Tavolino Restaurant, 274 Patriot Place, Six String Grill and Stage, 275 Patriot Place, Saga Hibachi Steakhouse, 295 Patriot Place, Foxborough House of Pizza, 34 Central Street, 11 Pickleball, 340 Patriot Place, the Olive Garden Italian Restaurant, 392 Patriot Place, the 99 Restaurant and Pub, 4 Fisher Street, Shaking Crab, 4 Foxborough Boulevard, Lakeview Pavilion, 45 Lakeview Road, House Sushi, 70 Central Street, Union Straw, 8 Mechanic Street, Lace Pizza and Pub, 94 Washington Street. The following have common vitular, entertainment, and beer and wine off-premise licenses. Hampton Inn and Suites, Foxborough/Mansfield, 2 Foxborough Boulevard, and Normandy Farms Campground, 72 West Street. The following have common vitular, beer and wine on-premise licenses. Augusta Subs and Salads, 10 East Belcher Road, Muse Paint Bar, 217 Patriot Place, and then Angelito's Taqueria has a common vic entertainment and a beer and wine on-premise, 265 Patriot Place. We have one all alcohol club license with an entertainment license in common vic, which is Foxborough Country Club, 33 Walnut Street, and we have one VFW Club all license, entertainment license in common vic for Foxborough VFW Post 262, which is 337 Cocasset Street. The following have inn holders, all alcohol, common vitular, and entertainment licenses: Sinesta Select, Boston Foxborough, 35 Foxborough Boulevard, Renaissance Inn and Hilton Garden Inn at Patriots Place, 28 Patriots Place, Fusion 5, 105 Washington Street, Rally Point Inn and Pub, 9 Mechanic Street. We have the following have a Farmers Series pouring license, common vic, and entertainment. We have Wormtown Brewery, 250 Patriot Place, and Station 1 by Shoveltown Brewery at 44 School Street. We have a Hackney license for Maurice Cab of Foxborough, 26 Congress Place, which is Dedham. And he also has a limo livery license. The following are Class 2 auto licenses: Pete's RV Center, 95 Washington Street, Normandy Farms Campground, 72 Washington Street, Rodman Ford Sales, 45 Washington Street, Rodman Ford Sales, 45 Washington Street, Mom's Foxborough, 1000 Washington Street, Jadco Auto Sales, 58 Leonard Street, Auto East, 59 Washington Street, Congdon Auto Center, 6 South Street, Central Street, Garage, 385 Central Street, Burnett Auto Works, 29R Wall Street, Allianz Rental Group, 3 Phelps Drive, Foxborough Auto Sales, 140 Washington Street, A&S Auto Export, 15 Twilight Drive, North Fox Auto Trading, 171 North Street, Dalzell Brothers, 157 Washington Street, Foxborough Auto Gallery, 130 Washington Street, Rodman Ford Sales, 101 Washington Street, Al's Motor Company, 105 Main Street, Auto Express, 95 Washington Street, Foxborough Automotive, 10 Main Street, and we have one Class 3 license, which is D Rounds Trucking at 1 Springbrook Road.
Well done.
Good job.
That was a lot. Okay, motion to approve all licenses for 2026 as read by Katie Lang.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none? Thanks, Katie. Town manager. What?
Okay.
Should we address that?
I'm not sure if everybody saw the news, but the World Cup matches have been set. So we have Saturday, June 13th, 9 p.m. So that's an interesting start time. Haiti versus Scotland. We have Tuesday, June 16th at 6 p.m. Norway versus the qualifier winner. That will be determined in March, but it'd either be Iraq, Bolivia, or Suriname. Friday, June 19th at 6 p.m. Scotland versus Morocco. Tuesday, June 23rd, 4 p.m., England versus Ghana. Friday, June 26th at 3 p.m., France versus Norway. And then Monday, June 29th at 4:30 will be a round 32 match. Countries are TBD. And then Thursday, July 9th at 4 p.m. will be a quarterfinal match, also TBD. So those are some of our times. And we have been, I've been contacted by some folks in Scotland, and we've been invited, and I'll keep you posted on this. Some folks from a city in Ghana want to come to town hall and do some sort of cultural meeting, so stay tuned for those details. But I said, of course, we'd love to meet our counterparts from Ghana, so stay tuned for that. In addition to the 2026 World Cup events, we believe there will be a friendly soccer match between France and Brazil. That's TBD on the final announcement, but that's out there. We're hoping for some playoff games for the Patriots, but no jinxing. Boston Legacy is going to be playing before the World Cup. Revolution Soccer will start before World Cup. We have Savannah Bananas, August 28th and 29th. We have Ed Sheeran from September 25th to 26th. Zach Bryan, October 2nd and 3rd, and Navy versus Notre Dame, October 31st. So, as you see, even with World Cup, we still have a full slate of other events that will keep our teams extraordinarily busy. My regular reminder is that short-term rentals are prohibited in Foxborough, as is selling of parking spaces. We have an update, on the procurement process we did, 175 Mechanic Street. We received one bid for the property there today, and the highest bidder was the Sage School at $350,001. We did not receive any bids for 76 North High, so we will be putting that out to bid. The Strategic Plan Working Group met last week with the team. We're doing things like gathering reports and uploading data to their portal, talking strategies. The Raftellus team intends on attending a January Select Board meeting and also a department head meeting, so stay tuned for that. We've been trying to strategize some of the outreach and who will have interviews and whatnot. Our big news breaking today was that Foxborough won first place in the Mass Municipal Association, MMA's annual town report contest. So congratulations to Maura for all her hard work on getting that report done, and they'll present an award at the MMA conference in January. Just the last reminder for holiday closures, the town hall will be closing Wednesday, December 24th at 12:30. Be closed on the 25th, and then again on the 26th they'll remain closed. As I've said before, the 26th is not a paid holiday. Employees are using their time off. And then on January 1st, New Year's Day will be closed. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., I don't know if any of you are attending, there's a ribbon cutting at Energy Electric, 67 Green Street. I'm going to go represent the town at that point. Hopefully it's a little warmer. A reminder to sign up for Fox Alerts. It's on the front page of the website. I know Amy can attest to the value of it, and Doc, you were notified of water main breaks and whatnot while you were in Florida, so it's good to know what's going on. So highly encourage residents to go to the front page and sign up for Fox Alerts. The residents themselves can determine how much notification they get and by what method, so you won't be inundated. I would recommend, speaking from experience, that you do not sign up for everything at all modes, text, phone call, and cell, because your phone will be ringing and buzzing off the hook and you'll regret it. But choose one and get that. And then we have some news from the Foxborough Fire Department. We have Department Order Number 5, dated December 9th, 2025. There was a new hire. Probationary firefighter Patrick Penny was assigned to, he's going to be going to the Massachusetts Firefighting Academy from January to March before joining our team. Deputy Chief David Laracy is retiring on January 9th. We knew that. And Lieutenant Robert Lucas Jr. is retiring on January 3rd. So congratulations to both of them. As a result, there have been some promotions in the fire department. Captain Donald Triani III has been promoted to Deputy Chief of Fire Prevention, and that went into effect yesterday, December 15th. And Lieutenant Matthew Triani was promoted to Captain, and he's going to serve on Group 2 beginning December 16th, today, and his last shift on Group 1 was last Friday. And then firefighter William Greaves was promoted to lieutenant, and he's going to also serve on Group 2 effective Wednesday, January 7th, and his last shift on Group 4 will be January 2nd. And then there was one group change, and effective the day after Christmas, the 26th at 800 hours, Lieutenant Sean Philbin will be assigned to Group 1, and his last day in administration is Friday, December 19th. So congratulations to all of those in the fire department. And that's, we have one job opening, and that's for a Tree and Parks Division laborer and driver. That's all I have.
So unless you might have something, I didn't know, not to get into it deeply, because it doesn't necessarily fall under us, but you're the town manager, so you're the big wig in town. Can you just basically sum up quickly what went on today at the high school, without getting it, just to let people know everything was fine? And there's a lot on social media today, so.
Sure. Yes, so there was, what my understanding is an employee saw a shell casing in the hallway. Of course, that's a major concern. And the school department immediately called the police. The police were involved. They did not do a lockdown, but they did something called a hold. I believe there were no barricades or anything, but everybody was kind of staying in place. And I don't want to speak out of turn because I wasn't there. But what ultimately was learned was that the shell casing had been part of a school project. So it wasn't a matter that someone brought in a shell casing. And my understanding is shell casings have no explosive, they're not weapons, and it was being used as part of a woodworking project. So the investigation was completed. It was determined there had been no threat, but of course it was our public safety folks jumped right into action, and I know they tried to communicate out as soon as possible that there had been no threat, but they took all necessary precautions.
Yeah. I mean, as a mom of a child that was at the high school, we knew instantly.
Good.
And were kept up to speed as to what was happening. And I really appreciate the time that they took and how quickly they let us all know, because as you know, kids, they're on their phones and texting us at home, and as a parent I actually got my message before my kid even actually had sent me a message, so I really appreciate that.
Great, I'll pass that on.
Yeah, please.
Thanks, Paige.
Doc, do you have anything?
No,
The only other thing that we were notified, and I actually said on a call today, excuse me, was that the Taylor School has passed the first stage with the MSBA, which is basically just to start a process. It still requires a number of sign-offs by the town, funding, and so on, but at least they have been entered into this year's group of candidates for a renovation or rebuild of the school. So it's a long process. I mean, it will take nearly 2 years before you can get to break the ground. But during that time, we'll find out exactly what the reimbursement rates will be. We'll know what we have to ask for the town to support, and obviously the first phase of money, which we should put on the May town meeting like we did previously for the borough, will be for the next phase, which is a feasibility phase, and that's the stage you'd have to hire the OPM and the architect to do the preliminary work. It's a smaller dollar unit. I think at the time we did the borough, it was about $700,000. Money was taken from a previous project left over and moved into that one. We have the ability to do the same thing here because the borough project had money left over. And depending on where we are with the DPW at that point in time, should be able to fund this portion of it, which basically just goes through the whole process of what will you do, schematic design, rough schematic designs, and so on. So exciting for the schools, but obviously it will be a challenge for the town, and we'll have to work on figuring out how we can best handle it. So
Katie already has the placeholder for the
in
article.
between, like, was it the first year they got same thing?
They
looked
tried
at?
4 times. They tried
Oh,
this
okay.
is the 4th
Okay,
time.
so every year we've at least been on the radar,
Yeah.
and then, so, okay. 4th time's a charm, right?
I think Katie has it on the town meeting placeholder already for that, so.
Right.
Awesome.
I like doing it as a town meeting if we can. A lot of towns will wait until you can wait until the fall practically by following the timeline of the process. But quite honestly, I think you get your best buck, as far as the number of people are going to be at a town meeting, and it's probably the most transparent you can be. So, okay.
Right.
I don't have anything else on that.
Good. Okay, action items. Motion to approve 6 one-day beer and wine licenses to be Hoppy Brewing LLC, doing business as Wormtown Brewery, for January 16th, 17th, 23rd, 24th, 30th, and 31st, from 7 PM to 11 PM at 200 Patriot Place for the comedy scene.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Motion to approve Steve's Lakeview, Inc., doing business as Lakeview Pavilion, 45 Lakeview Road, extended hours request for all Sundays in 2026 to begin alcohol service starting at 10 a.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Motion to accept the donation from Ralph G. Bennett in the amount of $300 for the Veterans Services Luncheon on December 15th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Motion to appoint John Conley to the Foxborough Historical Commission for a term to end May 31st, 2028.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None?
Motion to approve Select Board meeting minutes from November 25th, 2025, and December 2nd, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Happy
Happy holidays.